we're at the RDS for the Dublin Web Summit, and I'm joined by lead technology writer Nick Bilton. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So your book is called I Live in the Future and Here's How It Works.
That's right.
So tell us, how does it work?
Well, it works in a lot of different ways, but one of the things that I talk about in a very positive light is what the future looks like with technology and devices, and how social media is going to create this world of hyper-personalization, and all these devices that we have are also going to do that. And so you can imagine a world where you can watch television with your friends when they're 1,000 miles away, and actually comment with them, or an experience where news starts to follow you around. So you have a tablet and an iPhone and a computer, and the news is aware of what you've read on different devices, and then can actually distribute the news to you differently. So it's really this look of having these personalized experiences that are really catered to you.
Do you think the New York Times does see itself now as a media company, or does it still refer to itself as a paper?
It depends who you ask. I don't tell people I work for a newspaper. I tell people I work for the New York Times. I write for a blog. I do videos for the Times. I do blog posts, stories for the paper that end up online. It's not, for me, it's not the differentiation between that. But I think that it's definitely moving to being a fully multimedia organization. You have multimedia graphics, you have a video department, you have a radio department that creates podcasts, you have writers, you have all these different things, interactive slideshows. So I don't necessarily think it's a newspaper anymore. I think it's a full-fledged news organization.
It recently announced very good results in terms of its number of digital subscriptions, following on from this metered paywall that it has. Is that a model that can be rolled out to other news organizations, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think that it's a very good question. I think the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and places like that are kind of in a different league. But at the same time, there are other pathways for news organizations. And I think the question that other news organizations need to ask themselves is, if I were to start my company today, would I have a printing press? Would I deliver a newspaper every morning? Or would I, put my video out on broadcast television and have to pay the fees that go along with that? And when you look at a lot of blogs that have started up, they start with a couple of people sitting in their bedroom reporting stories or blogging or whatever it is that they're doing. And so that's who these big news organizations have to compete with. And I think that it's really about finding the balance with how much you should be paying for the content that you're creating, and how much you can create that's a much less investive experience than you've had to in the past. I mean, if you think about the New York Times, for example, there's printing presses, there's delivery trucks, it's just literally like millions and millions of dollars that go into creating this piece of paper that goes out into the world every day.
What's your looking to the future for big media organizations? Do you have much hope for them?
No, I have a hope for them, but I think that they kind of they have to get their head out of their ass. I think that you look at some of these organizations that refuse to put their content online still. Look at Simon & Schuster, for example, which is a book publishing company. They do this thing called windowing, right? When they get a big author that they know people are willing to they really want the book, they will actually hold the book in digital form for 3 to 4 months because they want people to go to the store and buy the print copy. It's ridiculous. It's like telling to someone, here, buy this digital camera, but we won't let you see the photos for 3 months later. It doesn't make any sense. And I think that these organizations, rather than trying to push consumers in the opposite direction, they have to embrace what the consumers want and figure out a way to work with them, because they can't control what they're going to do. They're going to do it anyway.